Hey, welcome. It's the KANU Chronicles. I'm your host, Nate, aka Crash. You just tuned in to episode 227. That's right, 227. 227, like the great show with Marla Gibbs. And I think Jackie. Look up 227 if you're a little young, and you could probably find episodes all over the place. But I haven't watched them for years myself. I don't know how they hold up or not. I'm sure it probably feels a little slow. It's a different time. But a little nostalgia. It's fun. And anyways, we're jumping in. It is Saturday, December 7th. And I'm just getting out on the road. Not going to work. At least for now, unless I decide to do a little bit of Postmates or something like that. But I don't, I'm kind of open right now. But I don't think I will be. I'm going to be going to, down to Hollywood or somewhere out that way. But anyways, just bear with me. I'll be kind of breaking this podcast up, but you won't notice. It'll be seamless as you listen to the cool, chill sounds of the lo-fi special we have with the special audio, lo-fi audio. Shout out to all those artists. I need to refamiliar myself with who's the artist that I put in the background, and I want to give them shout outs because I really like that music that you're hearing right now. I don't hear it right now, but you hear it. But man, so it's the holiday season. People are running around like chickens with their heads cut off. It was all chill for Thanksgiving, and now everybody's getting ready for Christmas. You could feel it in the air. I don't know. I don't know if people really going too crazy, but I'm driving down the street here, and I have to tell you, in my neighborhood, it is very dim in terms of like Christmas lights. It is not, doesn't mean they're not celebrating, but people are like, fuck that. But honestly, guys, I mean, not to sound Grinch, and I'm all good with the holiday if you want to celebrate, and I will be obviously celebrating. We're getting a tree here really soon, possibly tomorrow, as I take a little swig of water, and somebody's tailgating me on the back. That's real nice, but now they got away. That's good. Anyways, so there's some decorations. Not bad. If the whole building was done, it would be better. Just passing these apartment buildings, but yeah, it's kind of dead out here, guys, as far as that. I wish the buildings would, I think the thing is they leave it up to the tenants, but it's like, you know what, as the owner, why not just hook it up? Ain't that hard to do. You could do something, even a nice strand on the top, something, but or some, I don't know, something in the front of it, whatever, Same with businesses. It's like maybe there's permits or problems with that. I mean, I know there's very strict ordinances with how to have your sign and how tall they can be, and probably lights and all kinds of shit. But I don't know. I don't think anybody would really lose it over putting some Christmas lights up. But that's just here in this neighborhood. Other parts of town are really more vibrant, but I haven't really driven around a whole lot, so I haven't seen that yet. But maybe it's just people aren't in the spirit big time. They don't feel like dealing with it. Or they are, but like I said, it's probably, they might have their place hooked up inside, they just don't feel like fucking with lights and shit. Maybe that's just the thing. Maybe it's just, that's becoming a thing where people have moved on from really being down with the outdoor light system. Just dealing with it. Taking them up, putting them up, taking them down, having shortages or problems, and, replacing bulbs. I don't know. I don't know. People just don't feel like doing shit. We want to get Postmates. We want to eat Postmates. We don't want to go out to get our food. We don't want to do nothing. You know? You don't even want to go to the strip club or anything. All you have to do is go on your Instagram, follow some strip clubs and some other accounts, and you got a strip club in your hand. Without totally being maybe naked, but still, like, it's crazy. Seriously. It's seriously pretty similar in a way. I don't know. And that's just Instagram, let alone if you're really going further, doing like live cams and all that stuff. There's everything, man. You don't got to leave your house. So real quick, before I get too sidetracked, let me give you my social media accounts that you could follow me on. You could follow me on Twitter at KANU Chronicles. That's the same as it's spelled here. You could follow me on Facebook. You can look up Facebook, KANU Entertainment. I think you're going to look it up that way. You can probably look up KANU Chronicles, and you could follow me there. All these accounts, I'm not super active. I'm trying to get more active. I'm, pretty good, but I really want to step it up better. Instagram, you could definitely follow me on. That is GRT, the N and the number 8. So Great Nate. You can follow me there. And that's it. That's it for now. That's all the accounts. Oh, actually, let me give you a shout out to my other account. I have another Instagram account if you're into art. If you like art, this is a cool account I put together. It's all this child art that my father bought at an auction 50 years ago, coming up next year or so. And I got them all photographed, high professional photograph of them, and I'm putting them up on Instagram so people could see it. And, that's the beginning of hopefully some more stuff. I'm going to, have some things for sale. Not the original pieces, but I'll be having some items for sale soon. I got to work on that. That's another project. Something I just have to get started. Not really, nothing else to say. But yeah, it's called 818 Woodblock Art. Yeah, look up 8 Woodblock Art, and I'll put this in the description below, just like everything always is. And if you want to sponsor or help out with with the podcast, look up the codes I have for different things like Postmates and Robinhood. Robinhood is for getting your stock portfolio and investments of every size and amount. And if you sign up now, you get a free stock, and it could be Apple, anything, you never know. But I didn't get that lucky. I got like a $5 stock or something like that. But either way, it gets you going on that path. So definitely check it out. It's in the notes. Just click on the link and go from there. Nothing else for you to do, and I get a kickback. And on top of that, Postmates is the app that gets you all the goodies you want, all the breakfast, all the lunches, all the dinner, anytime, whatever your schedule is. And you can order from the comfort from your home, or if you're out on the road, just make sure your address is right, depending where you're at. But just a heads up, since I've done deliveries, I understand being frustrated with a bad delivery like that. But yeah, you could order Postmates anywhere. Maybe do it at a party. Get a few of you guys together to order some Postmates. Yeah, there's so much you can do with Postmates, and it's not just ordering food like, your favorite pizza or your favorite sushi or your favorite Thai food place. You can order, you could order paper towels from the store. You can get groceries delivered. You can get a whole bunch of things, but nevertheless, it's something that's very useful. It helps mainly with, like I said, you don't need to go out to get something to eat or whatever, or you need some kind of item, or maybe you need to order some beer or whatever. You need a beer run, but everybody's drunk. Don't go out there. Order on Postmates, get your vodka, whatever you want. get some snacks. But if you order this week, which you want to do this, if you're going to get this from me, use the code MARTOFF when you sign up for Postmates, MARTOFF, or go into the notes below. You could click on the link, and that's it. Sign up, and then you get on the app, and then in your first week, use the hell out of it. You get $100 of free delivery. That's going to be a lot of deliveries. You're not going to be able to do it, but go ahead, treat yourself, get yourself some grub, save yourself the hassle of going out, and that's it. So thank you very much for that. Oh, as we keep continuing, sports time talk. Not a whole lot to say. I guess I could comment on the Cowboys. That was the recent game. Cowboys versus the Bears in Soldier Field in Chicago. And again, sorry, I got to swig some water here, all that talking. And again, the Cowboys are laying up duds again. They can't do it. The Bears end up winning 31-24. That's not a really good reflective score of what happened. They got their ass kicked, basically, most of the time. Chicago was down early on, making some mistakes. Dallas looked like they were going to do something, and then they just fucking left and just let the Bears do their thing, and that's how it went. And then, I think they made a good college try there to do something, but it was too late, guys, and that's all she wrote. So I'm just going to keep saying it. The teams that perennially tell you they suck by their record or the way they do games like this, just believe it. This is for you guys that are gamblers. I know that there's spreads and other things involved, and I get that, so bet, of course, accordingly. But, to really put your money on Dallas, though, I don't think that's going to be the winning strategy often. And I don't know. Somebody could argue they're going to know these things a lot better. I don't personally gamble, but I just want to say beyond that, as fans, and I don't even probably have to tell Dallas fans, the real ones, the honest ones, you guys, hopefully you're not going to the games, and hopefully you're probably, I would say just anything you can do to avoid giving them money, do that. Maybe even all the way to not watching games if it has to be. And I'm talking even at home. Just giving up on it all for a little bit. Doesn't mean you aren't going to pull for that team if they show some other things, but, it's really something else. I don't know what else to say about it. But look, there's only one team that can win. We got to be honest about that. That is a factor when it comes to sports. But it's still pretty crazy. There isn't, if it would be different if Dallas at least had better seasons overall, were more of a serious threat. Maybe still were just knocking around. They couldn't get through to the Super Bowl, but they, had some playoff success maybe. Well, that's a big step up, even that. But then, of course, it's going to come to some point where, hey, you got to win the big game. But that goes for, so many of these teams. The Lions, the Browns, of course. The Browns that got all this big praise before the season. Unfounded praise. Maybe individually, yes, there's some great players there, but nothing to really show yet. You know what I mean? No real proof of chemistry. So far, saw a lot more this year so far. I mean, but they're not, by record or anything like that. They're not a formidable team. They're far from it. So, it's got a ways to go, but. Again, if I'm a Browns fan, it's like, really, guys, but I'm sure they get cheap tickets, going on. It just depends. Some of these stadiums, some of these fan bases, it's not as expensive per se, but I don't know, man. I can't see that. All that stuff gets pricey. And even beyond that, it just is like, man, you could guess it. Look how much stuff you can get done. Football drains a good bit of time on a Sunday. I mean, what else are you going to do? Maybe you want to lay around anyways on a Sunday scratching your balls, playing your fucking Xbox. But I think that, I think, in some ways, I wish I could just stop watching every now and then and, just focus and do some kind of work maybe, or not even do work. Go hike or work out or a million other things. Go to a movie maybe, a couple movies, just different shit. Football, it's not all that, and that's not just necessarily now, even on a lot of different periods of, times, there's been these same cases, a lot of crap teams. I mean, there's been better seasons, no doubt. And I would say 10, little over 10 years, or, there's a certain period there. I'm not going to get specific, but, I think that there was a nice, it was a nice blend of work going on. We had nice offenses. We had good defense. I know that we don't want guys getting messed up, but, it was quite a bit stronger in terms of the hits and everything else. And it was exciting. It had some more punch to it. It had some more excitement going on. But lately, it's just different. I think it's an adjustment period a bit going on. And I think that we could have, in the next 3 years, some really good things happen. At least I'm being positive for that. Just trying to think that way. But we'll have to see. You never know. You don't know what's going to happen. And you got injuries. You got people flipping out like an Antonio Brown situation. Now you have Antonio trying to, beg his way back in the league, which I don't know how that's going to work out for him. I'm sure a lot of teams are really like, damn, we'd like to get you, man, but, it's a lot of that. I bet you there's a lot of that talk, like, hey, man, somebody at each of these organizations is trying to figure out a way to get the guy, but then they come to the thought of like, well, he's got problems though, like we can't, is he reliable? That's the problem. That's the thing about what he's done lately. Or he's going to have to come in at a real bargain price. He's going to have to lower his amount really down for somebody to go ahead and put up with him. But I don't see that from an agent. That's not what they're going to do. But I don't know. The clock is ticking too. Football, you age pretty quickly in football. And he's already got a bit older, and now he's starting to cross that next part. Look, I'm sure he's kept himself in really good shape. I think he, obviously stays on his A game with a lot of things, and I think he could definitely play. I'd say he'd have 4 more pretty strong years with the right team, but maybe a little more. I'm just trying to be conservative with it, but I don't know. I don't see who's going to be that team that's going to just go ahead and do it. The Raiders already went there, so that's over with. I don't see them doing it again. Steelers, for sure, don't seem to be in that position, even though we're kind of desperate for somebody really like that has pop. But now Washington seems to be stepping up. And with Hodges in the game, I think there's something to this guy. The more we get to see him, I hope, and, the better players we can start getting. But even with who we have, and as the season is at this point, guys have a chance to be like, getting a raise or new contracts or all kinds of stuff. So you never know who's going to step up. And the Steelers have had a pretty good history of these type of things. It's just been a while since we've seen it. doesn't have much to do with the other. I'm just saying like that's something we have done before, which is pretty cool. And I'm happy for Tallman. I think he's done actually a really good job this year in a lot of ways. And I think he's done great jobs in other years. I just think I think his thing is, I think he's had moments, and in particularly playoffs sometimes, or even some regular season games, just like any coach would, where, he makes maybe some bad calls, maybe some clock things, or it's not just him, it's the, particular coordinator they've had at the time. You have to, in football, the great teams, you have to get the whole chemistry of whatever that is, and unless you have that, you can forget about it. Oh, wow, you got a little red carpet action going on right here in the dead part of North Hollywood. Wouldn't say just dead. It's a small business area. There's a lot of small businesses, mom and pop places, local, but they're all like closed. It's not like late night businesses like restaurants and all that. There's a few things around. That was in front of an Indian restaurant, but a little bit of red carpet action right around the corner from my really good mechanic, A&B Auto. Shout out to them. So, if you're in the LA area, look up A&B Auto if you need anything. I don't get anything for saying it, but look up Jack at A&B Auto. The great guy, great service. All of the mechanics, everybody, they're really friendly. Tight spot, little bit tough to get into, but they handle it. They handle it really well. You'll be happy. So, anyways, I'm just thinking here, guys, out loud. We're just cruising. But yeah, that's what's up right now with the football situations. We got this week, the Steelers are out in Arizona playing the Cardinals tomorrow. I think it's an early game or afternoon. I'm not sure. It's definitely not a night game. No more premium games with the Steelers. It's all if you're in the market and you'll get the game or whatever, Although I'd say the Baltimore game, you never know. That might get, I would say it's going to get a good bit of places to watch, I'm sure. But yeah, we got the Cardinals, then we got the Bills, the Jets, and then the Ravens, I think is how it goes. So it's pretty, outside the Cardinals I'm not worried about because the Rams handled them really good. Looks like they fell off. They kind of had something going earlier this season, and lately they just seem to be flat. So Steelers seem to be in a good spot. I'm not too concerned about it. I definitely trust the defense. We've seen way better offense, although, hey, teams can surprise you. But at this point, beyond just whatever, the defense, these guys they're in the mode. They've been watching tape constantly. You're pretty much prepared as you're going to get for the season. So I feel pretty good about that. And then we got the Bills at home. That's our last home game. Oh, wow. Dave's Hot Chicken. We got a hot chicken place here. Somebody else has jumped in the game. Holy shit. Got some action going on down here in the Arts District side of North Hollywood. Wow. Starting to really get live down here, guys. Pretty impressive. Real nice, actually, guys. Really happy to see. Oh, wow. So, yeah, a lot of great play, a lot of nightlife here, guys, coming up in North Hollywood. Way more than it used to be. But not, like, out of control. Just a lot of good spots, a lot of good restaurants, a lot of little bar, just a nice mix. Entertainment, even some theater, all kinds of stuff. You want to get some chakra balancing, there's a chakra balancing place. I'm just talking all around here, guys. Talking all over. So yeah, that's it with the schedule. I'm not going to keep going on. Don't want to go too far ahead. We'll stick within this week and we'll take it to the next week. I'll talk more about it. NBA action. Pretty much all I got to say with that. Lakers looking great. Real strong start. Excellent job to the management getting this team together this year, all the way from before. Kudos to LeBron and company. Good luck to them. And, you know, I hope they play their ass off and have a great year and maybe win it all. They seem to be primed to be in that position this year. So definitely a big shift and change. The Warriors are no longer in effect. They are back to a very bad version of that team. Just, you know, unexperienced, injuries abound everywhere, and probably really getting dejected about the whole thing at this point, even though it's early. So, brand new arena, Chase Center, looks great, I'm sure. And, you know, unfortunately not much to go see. You know, just a lot of bad memories getting created this year. So, hey, hang in there, Warrior fans. You guys have had a great run. Lick your wounds. And, you know, hopefully they can get it together in the next 3 or 4 years. And hopefully it doesn't become that long slide in that, or else that'll be a bad situation. So that's going on. And in the East, the Raptors, the current NBA champions, I should say. That's not right. I almost call them former champs. The current champs, they seem to be doing pretty strong, although I don't think they're number one overall. The Bucks are the team right now that got the spotlight. They've had at least a 12-game winning streak. I got to look up if they lost the other night or what's going on tonight, for that matter. And I'll make sure to talk about it a little later here after I, you know, stop and get back on. But the Bucks definitely letting everybody know we are not going away. Last year wasn't a fluke, and that's good. So that's all I'm going to talk about in terms of either conference. There's not much else for me to say. And it's early. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. You guys want to talk? You want 24/7 talk for all that type of stuff? You know, go online, go to your YouTube, look up your ESPNs, go look up your cable, whatever the fuck you got, and let those guys do that shit. No offense, I'm just saying it's not what I'm doing. I'm not doing a massive breakdown of sports. I'm going to give you nice little sprinkles of this and sprinkles of that. You know what I mean? So anyways, all right, I'm going to stop for a bit, guys, and I'll be back on. So stay tuned. All right, guys, sorry, it's going to be a little noisy. I'm walking on Sunset right now, heading towards the Comedy Store, the world-famous Comedy Store, no joke. But probably not going to quite go in. I'm just going to kind of see what's up in the scene here. And I'm going to be getting some video of this. You'll be able to hopefully see it on YouTube. Not hopefully, you will, most likely. But it's going to be a little noise here. But I'm just going to walk down. It's sold out, both rooms. Actually, all 3 rooms, I think, are sold out. I looked online. But busy night down here on Sunset, as usual, on a Saturday. Everybody kind of hanging, trying to be cool, dressing in their coolest gear. But yeah, so hang tight. We're going to keep it going here. So I had to get around the scene. Huge line going on right now. Everybody waiting to get into the main room. Got Dom Herrera, Mark Maron tonight as a headliner in the original room. Got Ian Edwards, Kirk Fox. It's going off tonight. But somebody said something about Adam Carolla, so maybe he showed up on the stage tonight. It's pretty buzzing around here, man. It's packed. I'm not gonna even bother trying to go in there right now. We'll see. Maybe I guess I could get a beer maybe, but I'm just gonna walk around. I'm gonna go going back the other way, going past the, what do you call it, the saddle ranch, where you could get on a bull, act a fool, and you can get thrown off the bull in front of everybody. The ladies love it. It's a crowd favorite. Everybody gets real drunk. They used to have some big drinks in there. They had this one for $15 back in the day. I'm sure that doesn't exist, but it was like probably 5 shots of booze in there at least. Pretty hooked up. What do we got here? Oh, they do have happy hour there. They have cocktails starting at $3.99, beers at $3.49, and $3.99 appetizers. And that's 3 to 6 Monday through Friday. So good luck getting here in time after you get off work. Down on Sunset at the Saddle Ranch. But the fact they have something that's pretty good. They used to have another location up at Universal, but they closed. Yeah, nobody misses it. At least I don't. But no, I don't think so. It went downhill. I don't think it ever was really great. Maybe it had some heydays for a couple people. Somebody might have had a good time at one moment there and said, no, that was the place back in the day, man. But no, the one here in Sunset, this one's working out, and I think it'll probably stay here for years, which is good. So if you're in town and you want a place to go out, you can go to the Saddle Ranch right by the hotels. If you're staying on the Strip, you can walk right to it. You can walk to a lot of places. They got chicken, prime rib, seafood, salads, sandwiches, pancakes, omelets, and all the drinks you could find. I'm giving free advertising. Not that they need it. So, hope that little music in the back, it'll be drowned out, I hope. Don't need any more copyright flags, but this is what's going on tonight. Just down in the scene. I'm gonna actually be doing this more often, guys. I guess today is finally my test run I'm kind of doing. Getting some ideas. And right now I'm kind of looking around. Oh, that's actually a really good spot right over there. And I don't even need a chair right now. There's a bench. But I'm gonna have a chair where I'm gonna be able to sit. But these streets are kind of narrow. So I'm going to have to be selective where I sit. But either way, I'm going to work it on out. There's plenty of ideas I can get here as I scope out the scene. Walking by Carney's. Oh, that wonderful Carney's train. Little piece of history. So I'm going to get back to walking a little bit. I'll be checking in a couple seconds. Alright, y'all, back on. Just about to dip. I'm just dipping out right now. Had a nice little, I spent like an hour and some change walking around there, getting a feel for everything. You know, like I said, I'm going to be definitely podcasting and doing some video more often from the Strip coming up. No promises on any future podcast date, but should be coming on the next one as well, or maybe an extra one, just cooking up some things, and I will have details as soon as everything's ready. But definitely cool. It's interesting to me because for years back, I used to really hang out down on the Strip, just like every 20-some-year-old. Sorry with the bag crunch when I'm just crinkling it up. Just like any 20-some-year-old living out here. And pretty much my 20s, 30s, not so much. I was with my wife. We did go, we'd venture down to, I'd say if we come down to the Strip, we usually end up at the Rainbow to meet our friends, or not much else. We don't really hit the Strip much. But it may be something in the future here. We should start doing it at a couple places. You know, the Trucadero, that's a classic spot. That's probably the oldest spot on the strip. It might be altogether. I'm not sure. But that's definitely an old school spot. Classic, simple bar. Nothing very, you know, nothing huge. But, you know, and there's a few other spots too. But, you know, it's, we'll see. You know, you got these new buildings. There's a lot of other businesses. I mean, you don't need a ton of bars. I'm not trying to say they need to get crazy, but you know, I think they do need. We'll see. Hopefully, a couple more good places would give it a little more, even that much more life. Years ago, it was just, you know, it's still busy. It's just changed where it's busy. You know what I mean? It's like. The Comedy Store right now, and for a while now actually, is amazing. That place was jamming, guys. They obviously had 2 shows, and both shows look sold. I mean, it's just lines of people. I mean, they're cleaning up as far as the money there, and that's great. Hopefully it keeps continuing for many more years, and I think it will. You got a lot of relatively young comics, and even the older guys, they got still plenty of years, you know, as long as they keep their stuff together, and, you know, everything, you know, works out for them and all of us, I guess, if you want to say. But yeah, it's pretty neat. I'm driving up through the hills right now. I'm going up the Laurel Canyon. If you listen to the Church What's Happening and all those other guys, you've heard Joey Diaz and them talk about it. Just a windy neighborhood kind of road, a lot of houses along the way, and definitely could use a overhaul, but you kind of get used to the little bumps. It's not bad. I mean, they've kept it intact somewhat. I mean, there's some parts of this like that, it's a little rough, but yeah, it would be nice if they did a nice, if they could do a nice resurfacing sometime soon. I think that'll be a hell of a project by the time they ever do. But, you know, it's got to get done some point, I would hope. Just like some other roads. You know, I would say this road probably has been the same since the 30s, perhaps. There's a lot of roads around LA like that. You could see I don't know, you could just tell. And I know that because Sunset itself was about that, you know, for a long time. It was the same road, not resurfaced, but, you know, probably patched here and there, but it was the same one from all the way back in the 30s. And just a few years ago, or maybe longer, they resurfaced it. They redid it. And it's, you know, they brought it back to, you know, what it used to be, I guess. But that's a hell of a run. So I wouldn't doubt that, like I said, this road is probably up there too. And many, many others around this town. And yeah, hopefully soon they could start, you know, getting into a big, it's pretty good. So actually right now, see, going over the other side, it goes, actually it needs just resurfaced from Sunset to the Mulholland. After that, coming down this hill, this is newer. I don't know. This is probably, hey, maybe since the 70s. But I feel like, yeah, this is quite a bit newer, this side. So, just putting it out there because, you know, last time I kept talking about this with a particular area in my neighborhood, it got done. So, you know, and just in case somebody's listening, maybe it heats up the iron a little hotter. But we got a brand new year coming up and a new decade on top of that. So, man, pretty amazing. It used to be for quite a while. It seemed forever to get to 2000. Now it's 20 years into the 2000s, but definitely happy to be here and, you know, in good health, it seems. Yeah, I mean, not just seems, but I know that I'm doing much better, taking care of myself a lot better. Well, somewhat better. I'm not gonna say a whole lot, but no, just better in like, I'm not, I'm not drinking as much at all. Not even close, actually, to what I did. I'll still have some beer, but I'm keeping it pretty light too. I'm not even having a lot of that. So yeah, just changing stuff, man. Get to a point, get to an age, and also health things. It's like, you gotta, and it's not just with that. Also with coffee, I pretty much, I drink just about a cup a day, maybe it ends up, but I break it up. I like do little bits of coffee with water, and I just pretty much have decaf, and then that's it. I don't have anything. So got that definitely way down, and I was probably drinking, as far as coffee, I would say I was probably drinking on average on a work day like 3-4 cups a day, if not more, maybe, yeah, something like that. And weekend, especially at home in the morning, it was no problem to have like almost, well, not a pot, but like maybe 6 cups or, something like that. And, I'm talking years of coffee, a lot of years doing that. And not like unlike a lot of people, but I started in my teenage years, and I steadily pretty much drank coffee all those years. Different amounts, different times. But yeah, man, not the greatest habit, unfortunately. It doesn't seem like much, but I could tell definitely, not just in the caffeine, like being buzzed up way is not just that, but like it kind of like, I think it gets people, it can kind of get you aggressive more than it's necessary. And I think it create, I don't know, it's definitely, I'm not feeling some of the things and all that I did when I was, oh wow, magazine stand still hanging in there off of Laurel Canyon. That's good. I don't know how long that'll be, but yeah, so just coming down over the hill at Ventura. But yeah, the coffee thing, if you drink it, I'm not saying quit, but look into it a little bit. It's there is different factors, like I said, with the caffeine or the, it's not the greatest thing. You just got to be careful. That's all I'm saying. But teach his own. It's all good. I love it. I still like some. I'm not against it at all. But it's nice to know that you can. It's nice that I can do this. Where I'm not having like this real addictive problem or something. It's not even that. So it's a good thing. But yeah, just that's the main things. And then other than that, my eating, I'm not doing amazing, but I just started my juicing again. Meaning, I'm just drinking it. I'm not saying I'm juice fasting. I'm not doing that. Although today I did kind of fast. I didn't eat till much later, and I did have my juice, but I did go ahead and have some food. I had a little rest of the leftover. Still have some Thanksgiving, man. It's still going. A little bit left, and then I think that's it. Well, the pies and stuff. There's some pie and like a little bit of the treats left, and then there's still some turkey I put in the freezer, which I'll probably pull out soon. So that's good. So yeah, it keeps on feeding a little bit. And what else was I gonna say? Yeah, then and I just had some Joe's Pizza. Had that, a couple slices. Came out to like $7, which yeah, not bad. I can't say it's nah. I mean, in today's money for buying food, and that you're gonna pay easily a lot more than that even for a meal. So I'm not mad at that. I would say, you know, in my opinion, probably more like a $5 type thing, five and some change or something. But good quality, nice thin crust. Definitely would say get a pie from them maybe. Probably even better, you know, that these ones were, you know, kind of sitting there and then they reheat it, but they were still good. You know, there was nothing wrong with them. 4 and 20. Yeah, that's another place I got to go to. Just passing up through the valley here. Actually, pretty close to where Bert Kreischer stays. I don't know where his house is, but I know in the area where I'm at. Not giving up anything too much. Not that he hasn't. Yeah, a lot of other celebrities, matter of fact. I'm just thinking of him off top just because it's just funny because he's talked so much about his neighborhood in his podcast, and you know, I'm sure he's gotten some people come by kind of thing here and there that somehow maybe figure it out or got lucky and saw him. But yeah, it was pretty good pizza, man. I had that, and you just heard, you know, like I was doing, just walking around checking it out, and I got a little lay of the land up front and close. I mean, I've been over there, you know, over the years many times, but it's different when you're having drinks or something. So kind of going there, being kind of basically sober and checking it out, you know, and thinking about what I'm looking at. It's, you know, it's just a little helpful. I got a little bit of something. So, oh man, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. So that's about it. I'm running out. We're kind of getting a little tired on the chatting here, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop for a little while. But you guys are gonna hear me pretty quickly. So I'll be back. Hey, here we go. Jumping on again. Monday morning. Getting on my way to the JOB. So yeah, let me recap some things real quick here, guys. I should have a decent amount of time. But yeah, the Steelers playing the Cardinals yesterday. I'm going to jump right to them, to that game, of course, very important game. And the Steelers win on the road at a road home game. Another Steelers West treat, meaning, you know, like if you remember, I think somebody mentioned it, that's why I remember it, but week 6 was Steelers at Chargers in Carson. Be the only time that'll probably happen. Well, definitely, I think, because yeah, the stadium's going to be up real soon. So same thing in Arizona, very similar crowd, a lot of Steeler fans showing up, which I'm not surprised, as I looked at the tickets previous to the game, and they were pretty high, so I kind of felt, you know, I knew what was going to go on. But kudos to any of those fans if you went. I'm sure it was awesome. You know, how couldn't it have been a good time with all that? Probably really fun in the parking lot before and after. But a great game by the rookie Duck Hodges, keeping it going for the Steelers. Big time game for him. Really seemed to got it together with the offense. Everybody's starting to, you know, get together and kind of meld, and you know, just everything. The play calls, everything came together pretty good. Yeah, really, probably his best outing so far. I think the numbers might reflect that. If not, pretty. You know, just either way, that was exactly that's exactly the kind of game. If he could continue to play, we're in really good shape, and he's only probably going to get that much better. And along with him, got to shout out everybody that participated. Obviously, the line did a fantastic job, it seemed, the whole time. He really didn't get we didn't get any. I don't know if he got a sack or if he got sacked. Maybe if he did, it was like once or twice. Maybe it wasn't much if there was. I didn't see it. And, just... Oh, and then the receivers, Deontay Johnson, shout out to him. Huge game, number 18. Another rookie stepping up, making a big-time splash. He's been coming up, and that game was definitely his best so far. And Washington's been better. I don't know. I don't know how many grabs he got, but I think he did get a little bit of action. Snell, of course. Snell's doing a fantastic job. So we got some great talent. It's what it shows you. I saw it in the preseason somewhat, but it's preseason. You're just like, okay, well, that's different. But it was pretty. I mean, I was pretty impressed, man. When I saw Hodges then already, and anybody that watched that, pretty much everybody was. If you were watching close, I mean, you were just like, wow. I mean, now again, at the time, it was still like, well, they're playing, the other third, you're not seeing them up against real competition. But there was things that I saw then that I was like, wow, this guy's got a poise about him. Young, but he didn't come off like that way. So definitely showed that. I don't know what else to say, man. It's just this is a great ride that we're on right now. In the defense, I didn't get to the defense. Defense did a fantastic job. Obviously, very good. You could totally like count on them. I mean, they really at the end, or when they need to, I mean, they're playing at the levels of what the Polamalu era did, I would say. They are playing at that level. Of course, they need to get the hardware, but in terms of where they're heading and some of the, they're definitely in that direction. I mean, that's a legit squad. We want to keep them intact as much as possible. And just kudos, man, all the way around on that. Kudos to the coaching. Definitely to the coaching this year. Now, the only really bad thing that went down, or I'd say the worst thing that we did was the fake punt in the fourth quarter when we were up 10 points. And Tomlin copped to it. So that's good, but that was on him. Very poor choice. I like some of that bold attitude, but, this is that's something he did years when he was, early on. Now it's like, come on, man. Why the fuck would you do that? That there is a time to use something like that, but they could have, whatever. So, anyways, it didn't hurt us, really, in the end, but it was pretty close there. It definitely got us a little closer than we needed to be. But, hey, that's all right. We still won the game, and, we're moving on. 8-5, man. It's, wow. To come from what it's been in the start of the season and all that, very, very amazed so far. So, got to get ready, though, for this week, though. We got the Bills at home. But right now, for today and, maybe till Tuesday, you can kind of enjoy it. And then that's it. Time to get ready for the next one. But, that's all I got to say about that right now, man. I really, kudos to the Cardinals, man. They came out and played better, I think, than I might have given them some credit to. It's not that I didn't think they would, but they got handed a good beatdown by the Rams. But that's good for them. That they're still fighting. Even though they don't have any chance for a playoff or anything. But they're going to probably be one of those teams you got to watch out for. If you got to play them coming up, they're going to be they're in the perfect role to be a spoiler. And I think they're going to just get that. They definitely have the makings of getting that much better over the coming years. I think they got a good young quarterback with Murray, at least for now. He was getting the job done here and there. So, they they just got to work on whatever that is, you know, whether it's coaching, a little bit of everything. But not a team that you could just, you know, say they're going to be nothing. I mean, really, most of the NFL teams, to be really honest, record aside, in their better games, you know, people are playing pretty. I mean, they're playing tough, man. They are, you know, people are trying to bring their game, you know, but they, you know, then there's weeks people are getting, you know, shut out. That's normal. That's how this goes. So, you know, I'm just saying that just to, you know, I don't want to. Sometimes I might come off like, or, you know, I do say that the NFL's not really all that, and it's not, you know, like it was or something. I don't want to necessarily be that guy, because the you know, there are a lot of similarities, whether it's now or years ago. This is kind of what goes on, but I think what it's, you know, where we're at right now is, you know, trying to get we're trying to get into another era here with some new talent and trying to figure out who's who, and they're starting to come through, you know, and I think, you know, it's going to be interesting. You got another 5 years. You always got new talent coming from the college ranks, and some years are better. So it's going to be interesting. It's just that this is a interesting point because it is getting to the end of Brady's career. Not far off, although I'm sure in his mind that it is. But and it could be a bit far off, you know, than we might know. But you know, you got to kind of look at it that way. Look, everybody is going to look towards, like, what's the new guy going to be? Who's going to be the next to take it? You know. But yeah. So that's all. So that's that. But I'm trying to think what else. A lot of good games though yesterday, guys. Steelers and all that. That was cool. Definitely a good game. But there was even much better games. Probably the highlight game in terms of points and scoring. Definitely in the highlight game, the 49ers at the Saints. It was 48-45. One of those rare scores in major, you know, in NFL, college even. That's even huge, let alone. But yeah, very big time game, big time plays. I didn't get to watch it, but definitely, I mean, good for the Niners. You know, they're proving the naysayers wrong. If they're, you know, if anybody's trying to say, hey, they haven't played somebody or whatever, I mean, they're a good team. They're legit good. And I don't think I was one of them. I've given them respect this year. You know, you know, the way they got their run going, I was like, no, that's a good team. You know, and I've seen a decent amount of how they're playing. Obviously, the Steelers played them, and surprisingly, we hung in with them really well. Almost even won. But that's a very good team with resolve and, you know, getting it done on their part. So, yeah, they're not going to give up. So they definitely are. Yeah, I mean, what else can you say? I mean, I think yesterday, if you win in the Superdome against Drew Brees, the Saints, after they're making great strides and come back, and then you come and finish and do it, I mean, it's like, what can you say to that, you know? I mean, I think they're definitely making their case. I mean, now, you know, it just takes the notch that much further. Now they got to really, you know, I'd say at this point, the rest of the games for the season, I mean, they got to win their division. That's their next pressure. Other than that, and I think that's getting a little easier. Obviously, it helped a little bit yesterday. The Rams beating the Seahawks gave them a little more room. And but they want to win the division. Definitely want to do that. And you want to, you know, you definitely don't want to go to the playoffs and, you know, lay an egg. You know, you at least want to win one, if not the whole damn thing. Because, you know, they've been playing that well, supposedly. So, I would love, I mean, if it did, you know, if it did come down to them and the Patriots in a Super Bowl, that'd be fucking amazing. I'm not going to say it wouldn't. I think that could potentially be a real good Super Bowl. But I don't know. Speaking of the Patriots, that's where it's like, hold up on that Super Bowl talk. They lost yesterday to the... They just had another loss. Who the hell did they just lose to? Shit. I'm losing my train of thought, guys. I'm going to have to look. Because they lost the Texans recently. Somebody's waving for help. Or something. Alright. Just watching people on the road, guys. Yeah, I don't know. Some lady... I don't know if she was waving or just maybe trying to get attention to whoever's... She was on a phone, so she's probably waving for whoever that's coming for her. But I'm like, somebody's going to pull over. Hey! Oh, no, not you. Yeah, she'll be happy about it. Get that attention. Let's see here. I'm so sorry, guys. I should totally know. I'm just blanking. They played the Chiefs. Oh, yeah. How can we forget the Chiefs? The Chiefs go to New England, and somebody messed up on their equipment delivery, and the equipment ended up in this fucking asshole. You can see I'm coming out, dick. Fucking driving like we're on the 405 and shit, clear. Some roads out here, you can open up pretty good, but man, people just take advantage of it so bold. I'm coming, I don't know. Anyways. And we're coming to a full stop right now, douchebag. Anyways. What was I gonna say? Yeah, the Chiefs. Jesus Christ. So the Chiefs got, their equipment ended up in Jersey. And they were really, really to the last minute with getting it to the lockers there. The delivery, it got there, I think, just an hour before, maybe 2 hours if they were lucky. It was really close. And what would have had to happen is they would have had to have forfeited, which fucking sucks. So, I don't know if they would have given them much leeway. Probably a little bit, but yeah, man, it was fucking crazy. Yep, so they got it there, and the Chiefs took care of business. I don't know if that had any effect on the way the game played, in any way. I don't think so. There's no excuses. Patriots can't use that, but they do have one thing. There was a terrible call. A guy, I guess he got called out of bounds, but he wasn't. And he got a touchdown, but they didn't call it. So the Patriots finally got screwed on a call. So that's a first in a while. That's a first in a minute, if I could think of one. I'm sure there's been a couple. Definitely. I'm sure if you ask Patriot fans, they'll be like, oh, I got a list of them. They say we don't get calls, we get bad calls, But most of the time, I think if they've had them, it hasn't affected it. They win the game still or whatever. So, but look, everybody, there isn't a team out there that hasn't pretty much had a bad call at this point. But that's besides the facts. I didn't watch the whole game, so I don't know how big that was. I would say that even so, it sounds like to me anyways, Patriots still just can't get it done, or something's going on. Brady, now it's, being talked about. Is it on him? Is it the talent? And, it's whoever's, it's the coach, everything, man. They're just not, it's not really happening for whatever reason. Or maybe it's not even that. People are, figuring, they are getting a little predictable, and not even that, somewhat of the speed, Brady is losing a step every now and then, he's not a totally unbeatable guy. He's obviously shown that he can be beaten, but, in terms of it's not even that he may have lost anything. He may not have actually. It's just that the league is you got faster guys. They're younger. They're different. These are different players than some years have passed. There's been fast guys over the years, but it's like you got even faster guys, you know, you got bigger, faster linemen. There's definitely, it doesn't even have to be by much. You know, we're talking, we're talking by fractions, guys. Sorry about the ring in there. But we're talking about just fractions of a second, essentially, let alone a little bit more. We're talking little things, you know. They're, somebody batting a ball, any of that shit. You know, the hand-eye coordination, everything. You know, you get, maybe he's gotten used to it. You know, some slower guys, you know, maybe, used to defenses not doing certain things. So, I don't know. There's a couple moments here and there, but he's still, when he's playing good and he's getting those throws in, you're looking at him going, yep, that's Brady. So, that's why it's like, I don't know if it's really that apparent, or like at a point where, I don't know if you can really say, oh, well, he's getting old, you know, it's that time. I don't know. I can't say that 100%. But I'll tell you what, the one thing I could say is it doesn't look too good going forward, going into the playoffs for the Patriots. They're getting some bad losses to teams they shouldn't lose to, and now they got one at home. Now the Chiefs, you can't say they shouldn't. That's a good team, pretty damn good matchup. You can't really say that that overall that they shouldn't have lost to them, but they've had a 21 game home streak, so they definitely had the upper hand. But hey, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I just think that this is definitely a first for them in a while to be in this position. You have the Bills actually on their heels a little bit. I got to look at the records and stuff, but yeah, there's some interesting stuff going on there. You know, potentials. I still think they should win out, but we'll see. We'll see. I got to look at the schedule. I got to look who else they got coming up. I'm sure they got a division game like Miami again or whoever. Yeah, man, this is where it gets a little tricky, and it can get dangerous for them. You know, maybe they have another loss out of one of these games. You know, they could easily, another loss could happen. Maybe they get a couple, maybe the last game, boom, they lose, you know, or whatever. And then also with injuries, so it's that time of year. But I love it. This Sunday was real fun. A lot of that kind of thing in the air of like, you know, shit is real for a lot of teams. Another great game. The Titans smoking the Raiders at home. I don't know if it was the last yet, but definitely one of the last games going to be played in Oakland. Tannehill torching them. He had like 5 touchdowns or some shit. Or I don't know, something ridiculous. He went off. Yeah, Tannehill's having a great year, man. The Titans, they're quietly have been, you know, that they're going to be lingering around, and they could definitely get in the playoffs. But yeah, man, they've been a tough team as of recent, and they keep hanging around. They have a lot of fight in them. You know, so yeah, there's a lot of that going on out there. There's those teams out there, man. That's what I was saying. It's like, now I could see it coming through where, you know, I'm seeing like, okay, we got some fighting teams here, man. It's actually maybe record-wise this or that, but even on the top teams, because of that competitiveness, there's not top teams that are running away this year. You're not seeing, the records, aren't really super high. I mean, you got good records, but I'm just saying, I think in the end it might not be that, it might kind of be kind of boring. There might be some, like, maybe the best record ends up being like 13-3 or whatever that ends up being, something like that. So, which is, look, that's not a bad deal. So, anyways, guys, let me stop for now, and I'm going to get back in a bit. Hey, what's up, guys? All right, just continuing on here. Definitely about to wrap up. Thanks again if you're listening. Still listening to the podcast. I don't know if you guys finish them or maybe listen to a little bit, but either way, whatever you do, thank you so much. I appreciate it. But continuing on, it's the Monday evening, and I'm just on my way out, about to probably stop and watch a little bit of what's left of this Eagle. It's the Giants versus the Eagles tonight. Really kind of pointless game. Maybe something I think it means. Well, yeah, no, not actually. It does. Definitely means something to the Eagles. But they still have a slim chance to do something in terms of getting to the playoffs. But they have to get tonight, or else they're pretty much done. But I don't know. That division's pretty rough, so they might still even have a chance after that. But I think it's I wouldn't count on much. And but the Giants are up. Currently, they're up 17-10. The last thing I saw, and at that point, the Eagles just finally scored. So it took a while. Pretty terrible start for them. And not a lot to say. I mean, Eli's having a good game, and it's just whatever. It's just a whatever game. And, I don't have any feelings either here or there. But, I'd say overall, man, I've been a fan of Eli, or, definitely, the years they beat the Patriots. But, I've always kind of liked the Giants. Not just with Eli, but even years previous to that. I've never really disliked them. But I don't have much to offer. Probably like a lot of Giants fans, it's been a pretty slow burn as far as mediocrity. They've had it was like they really were pretty damn good, and then they just, some point, injuries and everything, they just hit a wall, and it's just been nothing ever since. And what can you say? There's not much to say with that. It's like, that's just really what it comes down to. When a team's just not good, they're just not good. The Eagles, obviously they've been more recent. They're only 2 years removed from a Super Bowl, but might as well be like 5 years at this point. The way, I mean, they've really slid back a bit. And Wentz hasn't seemed to capture. He hasn't seemed to have been able to recapture what he did previous to his injury. And the year that they went to the Super Bowl, Nick Foles wins it. So, hey man, what can you say, man? I don't know. That's just the way it goes, But we'll see. We got some time here in the game. They might go ahead and they could pull it off. They're definitely in reach. They're not out of distance. Just a 1-score game. So that wouldn't be anything unusual for a team to recover from that. But sorry guys, I'm dealing with some pain in my shoulder. It's just from the computer, man. Constant being on the computer and being in a certain position. I don't know. I got something wacky. It's just, it's okay. It's not enough where I'm like, oh, I'm so much pain, I can't, do anything or whatever. It's not like that. But yeah, I'm a little, just trying to, something to be aware of, and I definitely got to find out, probably find out a little bit just to stay on it. I don't want to wait till it's, something real bad, of course. So anyways, but I'll be okay. Never mind that. But yeah, great, not a bad day. Good start to my work week. Pretty smooth. You could feel it. It's really holiday time. Everybody's already mentally checked out. But there's still work to be done. But it's, it's kind of a good time of year because people are, getting ready, and I mean, it's good and bad. It's good if you could just chill, or you're just shutting down right now. It's definitely pretty cool. But then if you're trying to get some things done, it could be a little funky because you got people that aren't really trying to work, and you're the one that's trying to work. So same thing every year, pretty much. But yeah, definitely good. Hopefully should be a good holiday. I feel pretty good about it. Definitely one of the better ones so far that I could see, or in terms of my own self and like where I'm at and what's going on, I feel pretty good. Definitely ending the year on a positive note. As much as it started pretty rough, definitely not, it's definitely ending in a good way. Definitely really happy at this new job. Hopefully keeps continuing and everything else, but yeah, definitely, I don't know. I don't mean to repeat myself. I'm not trying to, not trying to bore you guys, but yeah, I'm just saying that, it's good. I can't complain, man. And I hope it's the same for you guys. It's a hard time of year for people. Got people in different situations. I mean, if you're doing all right, meaning you don't even have, it's not about anything extravagant. If you are relatively healthy, your money, your job, or whatever is cool, you got food, I'm saying even if you just got some basics down, man, hey, appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. You got people right now, unfortunately some of these, people are dying, or something tragic happens, or any number of things. So that's always going on, even at this time of year. It doesn't matter, sadly. Things happen at any time of year. So, I'm just saying this, for us to just be grateful, just think of that and be grateful, just with what we have, we shouldn't be, as much, we all want some more things or do this or that, but it's not really that important, really. So people just gotta, we just gotta be aware of that, man. Just gotta be more like that. So just putting that out there. But I'm very definitely thankful. As much as I try to be, at least, and it's just better to keep yourself in a certain grounded way, and just keep it simple, I guess, is basically what I'm trying to say. So that being said, I'm going to stop again for a second, and I'll be back on in a little while. You won't even notice. Alright guys, about to wrap up. Just got home just a second ago. So watch the end of the Philadelphia and Giants game, last 3 minutes or so I saw. And I saw the Eagles tie it up and then go to overtime and win the game. I think they won 24-17, I'm sure, or 23-17. However that went down. I don't know if I think if you get the touchdown, I don't think you bother with the extra point in overtime. But I could be wrong. I'm trying to get on my computer and be able to know for sure, but everything wants to act funny with me as soon as I want to do something. So that's what I'm dealing with. And hopefully I'll be able to get this podcast up in time. Hopefully there's no hang-ups. So by the time you listen to this, it'll be up. But what am I talking about? Of course it's up. But yeah, by the time you listen to this, it'll be Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on what side of the world you're in. Everybody's... Yeah, it's 23-17. Here you go. I'm just looking on my phone since I'm fucked right now. I can't get on my computer. It's completely fucked. Yeah, I've been having some issues with this fucking thing, man. I don't know what's going on. But, yeah, so it was a really, I don't know. I mean, it's not like you'd expect the Giants to win at the beginning, but the way it went down, you're just like, to have a 17-0 lead for most of the game, or at least 17-3 or whatever, but, you gotta, yeah. I mean, it's one of those things, though, man. Philly might not be as good as they've been, but you let a team that's decent or pretty good or has the potential, and you let them hang around at least where they can, make a run at it. This is what happens, and that's exactly what happened. And the Giants' defense was so soft there at the end. They already were, I guess. They already have problems apparently, but whatever. I mean, I don't have nothing in it. It's just funny to me. I'm just having fun with it. But the other big thing about it was really funny is they let the time run out. They had a chance. The Giants could have went ahead and they could have won it in regular time, maybe. Yeah, they really would have. They really could have, I think. But they let the clock run out and just take it to overtime. And it's like, it may be in a situation where they really were, playing for play, if there was something they were really playing for, and they had to be more conservative, I can kind of see that. But in their situation, especially when they have nothing to lose, literally, I just don't know why they didn't go for it. And, okay, here we go. Let's see if this thing fucking works. I don't know what's going on. Okay. No, I'm not doing an Apple update for iCloud. Piece of shit. So, god damn it. Just close, you fuck. So yeah, that was it. And so, another week out of the way. I guess this is week 13 going into week 14 or some shit. I don't know. I'll be able to look, but everything's acting fucking stupid with me. Week 14. Okay, so we're going into week 15. Yeah, that makes sense. So the next game we got on the books on Thursday is the Jets at the Ravens for Thursday Night Football. Actually, probably could be a good game. Jets have been kind of playing good now, man. So, let's see what happened in their last game. Did they win? I thought they won. Or they've been playing kind of good, though. Last 3 games. Yeah, they won. 22-21 over the Dolphins. I know it's the Dolphins. But, nevertheless, yeah, the Jets have actually been playing okay, so... against the Ravens, yeah, that could be a good smash mouth game. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But, go Jets. That'll be good for us. Every bit helps. And shout out to my man Carl, big Jets fan. I know he's half-assed giving a fuck, I'm sure. So many fucking disappointing years. All the years I've known Carl, I think there was like 3 years or so they had a shot. and one in particular was a real good year. But yeah, it's been a long time. It's a long time, and you know, he's had to suck it up and deal with a lot of shit. Watching that fucking team, not unlike a lot of teams, but anyways. In other news, oh yeah, I really got to bring that up before the next podcast. So right now, today, breaking news was the Patriots have been caught with another scandal, another taping the other team type scandal that under the guise of doing a documentary. And yeah, it looks pretty bad this time. It looks worse than anything that they've had to come against, quite honestly. I think this one's got the most damning, shady-looking evidence out of it all. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But it's not looking good. Apparently, they were at the Browns and Bengals game, and the Browns knew that they were going to be there, but the Bengals didn't. And then they approached the guy that they were like, "Hey, what the hell? Who are you?" And da-da-da. And the guy admitted he was with Robert Kraft, or he was there. You know, that was who he's hired by and all that. And they got it all on tape, apparently. And so yeah, it's yeah, I think it's going to make Spygate look like nothing. And but it's funny because people, oh, why would they need to do it against the Bengals? And yeah, why would they? I guess, but you know, we'll see. We'll see what this is going to end up being. But what a mess. But it's funny. It's kind of funnier in a way this time because now the Patriots have had what, 2 game? It's a 2-game losing streak right now. Texans and the Chiefs. So they have that going on while, you know, yeah, it's going to be, yeah, we'll see what's going to happen. They play the Bengals this week. So we'll see, man. If they lose to the Bengals, that would be something else. But hey, crazy stuff happens this time of year especially, man. It's been a while since we've had a real crazy kind of ending. I hope this is that kind of year where we have some, you know, some kind of just wild stuff. You know, yeah, I'd love it. I'd love to see a real good one. Let's see everything turn a little haywire and not quite what everybody would think. You know, I think it's kind of heading there in a way. But yeah, that's pretty much the news in football right now. So we'll see how that's going to go in the NBA tonight. The Kings had a huge win over the Rockets in Houston, 119-118. And last second score by one of their guys. Big three-point. Guy was way the fuck out there. I think the play before, Russell Wilson got in dude's face or something. I don't know if it was the same guy. But either way, they were all, you know, it was obviously a very contentious kind of game, very tight. And, you know, just like any team would, but Westbrook, not Russell Wilson, I'm sorry guys, Russell Westbrook. There's only 2 Russells in different leagues these days, it seems, right? There's probably some other ones, but yeah, they're the 2 famous ones. Russell Westbrook, he was all, you know, animated after, obviously, you know, rightfully so. You're at the end of the game, you're feeling it, think you got it, you're at home, and then they fucking daggered him, man. The guy nice 3 too, man. Big fucking 3, dude. So it was like a, you know, Sacramento ran out, they're all excited. It was like winning a championship almost to them, you know. But good on them. They don't have a good record. I wouldn't call it that. I don't know where they're seated right now, but it's 10-15 now. I think after tonight it's 10-15, if I'm not mistaken. But they're in a spot they could definitely turn a corner, and a big win like that should give you that much more confidence. So we'll see. Kudos to the Sacramento Kings, man. They haven't done anything for a while. probably won't end up doing anything, but, you know, every now and then, you know, somebody gets a little bite of some fun. You know, every dog has its day, as they say, so they got their day. Very nice. Raptors had a close win. They won tonight. Another 1-point game. I gotta see whoever they fucking played. Pulling up scores. I got my shit working finally now. Everything's on the fly here, guys. I'm doing everything off the cuff. So, if you listen, you know. Alright, they played Chicago. Yeah, they're supposed to beat Chicago. 93-92 in Chicago. So those were the 2 1-point games. Clippers won over Indiana handedly. 11-point win, no problem. So they're fucking doing just fine, chugging along. Lakers, like I said, they're the dominant team overall. They're back in the mix. You don't got anything to worry about with the Warriors. Warriors, let's see, they laid an egg again. Yep, I knew they would. 110-102. They lost to the Grizzlies by 8 points. They got there. But yeah, it's a real bad season for them. I'm sure that those fans can't wait for anybody to get kind of healthy. And I'm sure once they can kind of get health going again, they'll probably get some. I'm sure they're going to get some wins going again, but it's going to be probably. Yeah, it's going to be too little, too late. I don't think they're going to. They'd have to have such an amazing turnaround. It would be so great. I mean, they're, you know, at this rate, they're still. Obviously, if they would get a turnaround started now, they could do it. But you know, it's not going to happen. And by the time guys are healthy enough, they're probably going to be so deep in a hole. I mean, there's no way. No way. I wouldn't. And don't stress about it if I'm them. I know that's hard to say to a champion, a multi-champion at this point, of course. But they really, as an organization, it's like, look, you want to build, you got to build forward. They got shit to take. You know, this is a different team. You can't look at it as what it was. This is a lot of different shit now. So, you know, they got to refine their identity, or what they have at least as an identity left. And look, I'm sure they're going to do really well. I'm sure they're actually going to probably play really well once they get kind of healthy. You know, but they really just need to look forward and build on the future. They'll be able to bounce back pretty quick, I think. I think by next year they'll probably they could make a good bounce back. Definitely. If things go a certain way, yeah, there's room for that for sure. But the Lakers, this is their opportunity right now. Right now, I'm gonna just keep saying, you know, this year in particular, yeah, they got to do it. I think they really got to do it right now. You know, next year, that's gonna be, you know, not saying they can't, but it's like if I'm them, like, you want to get it going now, no doubt. I'm sure LeBron does, for sure. And you know what? He's poised to do it. Why not? You know? So we'll see. But, hey man, it's a different league. You know? Yeah. I mean, and he's not in the East. But he's definitely got the best chances right now as far as his squad and who's got to deal with. I mean, there's nothing. This is one of his best teams he's had, I would say. At this point, you can see that it's looking that way, outside of Wade and Bosch, you know. But this team, damn good. So that's where we're at. You know. Not much else to keep going on about. Yeah. I'm not gonna get into every single breakdown of this, that, the other. It's just week by week, guys, but good week, excellent. Yeah, it was a great week of football. This game was, you know, it ended up kind of exciting, I guess, especially if you're an Eagle fan. Definitely big win if you're an Eagle fan, huge, even though it's the Giants. But that was a good gutty, you know, struggling ass win. But hey. They did it. Wentz is lucky, man. He was fucking up a little bit. So yeah, he's a lucky guy. He's a lucky guy. But sometimes that's how, that's all you need, is a little bit of luck. But he made shit happen. That team in general. So kudos to him. I'm not mad at it. Giants, better luck next time. They got a lot. I mean, I don't know. They're just back to their old Giants type. I don't know. It's just, I don't even say old. It's been going on for a little while now. Eli, he needs to move on. I don't know. Maybe he needs to retire. But I would say, I think you should keep playing. Just, if you need to be a backup after this gig, be a backup. Fuck it. I don't know. I mean, I think he could still play. Maybe he's not great, but I don't know. I'm only saying because I'd like to see him at least be on another team, see what happens. You never know. Sometimes that can do something. But if he would just say, "Fuck it, I'll just be a Giant," retire as a Giant, commend him for that. Nothing to be mad at. You won. You beat the Patriots twice. Nobody will ever have that. Most likely, especially against Brady, you're definitely going to have that. And for sure, he gets to own the fact they beat them the year they would have went perfect. So, hey, and the fact that they were wild cards. So he's good. Like, no matter what, like, whatever. Had some bad years. It's not all his fault, for sure. Definitely, it's very arguable. It's barely an argument. Anybody could kind of see that. But I'm sure he would honestly be like, "Hey, I wasn't playing good either." He's not one of those. But yeah, I don't know. It's like I still have a part of me that says, though, if you can, hey, go on. At least why not give it another shot? He's still, I think age-wise, he's still not bad. He's still not that super old. I mean, let's see here. I'll look him up. Yeah, and it wouldn't hurt. Why not? Let's see. Oh, he's 38 now. Jesus Christ. He's going to be 39. He'll be 39 in January. Wow. Fuck. Making me feel that much older. Yeah, I guess so. Guess he would be about that. Damn. I thought he was a little bit younger. Damn. Yeah, he's 38. Okay, well. He doesn't look, physically he seems, doesn't seem too bad. I don't know. Net worth $100 million. Jeez. Yeah, he doesn't have to worry about shit. Yeah, and that's good. I'm glad. But yeah, that is a bit pushing, I have to say, especially if he's gonna be. Yeah, man, that changes it a little bit for me. I have to say, I'm like, okay, at that age, yeah, I guess if it depends on, you know what. New Orleans, oh man, you imagine if he backed up the... Nah, he ain't gonna back up Breeze. Breeze is already old. I don't think he would... But I was gonna say, if he'd have a chance to be at the Saints, I'm sure that would be pretty exciting for him. Yeah, you know what? If he would decide to come back or continue, it's gotta... I would only do it if it's gonna be... Man... If you're going to be a backup, it's got to be a pretty... that's got to be a pretty good team, I would hope. Man, I don't know. That's a tough call. But we'll see, man. If he really wants to keep hanging in there, he'll probably do it. He could do it, but yeah, that's a bummer. It's a bummer that it's ending this way for him with the Giants, though. It really is. But what are you gonna do? There's a lot of. He ain't the only one. A lot of great quarterbacks. It doesn't, it doesn't end necessarily so great. And it's not the worst. It's just not as much as you would hope. But still, you got 2 championships. That's incredible. If you think about it. And for that team, it's been, he didn't have that many. There wasn't a lot of strong-ass years. That team was so awesome. He came into a good team, and that was a lot of it. And he definitely made them better. And but I'd say out of his career with them, I feel like he's, I'd have to look at their record, but I'm just going to say off the top of my head, I think he probably had about 5, 6 good years overall, where it was like, they were always there and strong. I would say it was about that. So, yeah, what are you going to do, man? It might be more. I might be wrong. I'm not sure. But let's see. We could take a look. Fuck it. We'll look at the Giants records overall. Giants. New York Giants. Records. By season. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. Just so I could be, I'm here. I usually am not doing this because I'm on the road or something, but since it's right here, I could fucking look it up. All right, let's take a look. So I know he got in 04, right? Yep, Coughlin's there. 04. All right, 6-10, garbage. 11-5, lost the wild card playoffs. That was his second year. So yeah, if he even started the first year, I'm not even sure if he did, but I think he did. All right, so whatever. 6-10, not great. 11-5 the next year. Definitely a big improvement. Lost in the wild card, whatever. 2006, lost again in the wild card as 8-8 they got in. Lost to the Eagles that year. Then the third year, wins the Super Bowl over the Patriots. Awesome. Has an even better year. 12-4 after the Super Bowl, loses to the Eagles in divisional playoffs. So the Eagles have been a problem for that guy in certain, game. He's had a history, a couple little histories there. And then 8-8, and then 10-6, and then 9-7. God damn! Then they win the Super Bowl again that year. I didn't realize they were worse than the first time. So 2007 and 2011. Jesus Christ, I did not know that. And they won that one pretty smoothly. It was 21-17 for the win, but they had pretty good control of that game. All right, so let's get to the records. All right, let me count it all up. So we got one. This is, I'm going, the 8-8 years, I'm like, nah, even though, yeah, no, I'm not counting that. We're doing winning years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. I wasn't too far off. So far, 7. That's it. And, yeah. Yep. And he had 7 years and then 2 8-8 years. So you could say, 9 weren't bad. You could say 9 were like... So that's pretty strong. 7 isn't bad even. Especially 2 championships out of it. But out of those 7, I mean, you only have 2... You only have 2 of them with over 10 wins. No, 3. Am I counting this shit wrong? Let me get this again, guys. I'm sorry. 1. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I got it right. 7 seasons. All right. But yeah, only one. Yeah, only 1, three of them were over 10 wins. So, no... Yeah, the best season they ever had when he was there was 2008, and they lost to the Eagles in the playoffs. And that was a 12-4 year. So their last good year was 2016, 11-5, and the year after Coughlin was out, and they lost the wild card with the Packers. So that's that. And then it fell off real hard the next year. Yeah, so right now they've been on this is a 3-year slide right now since that point. So, that sucks, but that's not, compared to a lot of teams, it could be a lot worse. But they hopefully they can get on a rebound. Maybe not right away, it's not going to happen, but depends, you never know. For them right now, man, if they could get back to even 8-8, they'll be pretty fucking happy. Wow. Giants record. Yeah, that's crazy. Fucking Giants. They haven't had, 1990 was their last most win season. That was 13-3, and then it was 14-2 in '86. Both fucking years they won the Super Bowl. Back in Bill Parcells days. Wow. Badass. Yeah, Phil Simms, I think, part of that. So yeah, they got 4. They got 4 as a fucking team. Yeah, they've had a lot of rough years. 7 in the 70s. Okay, Giants in the 70s were pretty. No, they weren't that good. Yeah, they've had some rough years, man. But you know what? For a team that's had, they've had a lot of rough years. Like, actually, if you look from 85 to fucking now, I mean, it's not that impressive outside. I mean, they got the Super Bowls, but they got a lot of records that are just like, oof. It's a rocky road, is all I gotta say. Yeah, they had a rocky road those years. Or all these years, I'm saying. Wow. Yeah, so anyways, not to go on about that, but alright, man, I'm gonna roll out, let you guys go. Thanks for listening again, as always, and have a great week. Alright, guys, thanks.